Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Tuesday, May 14th, and we are here trying to help you make better financial decisions or less bad ones, or maybe you've got a big choice in your life. You're saying, oh, I could do this or this. And when that occurs, we'd love to actually hear from you, because before you make a big decision, that's when we want to see, hey, what would happen if, and we can lay out options for you and then maybe help you make more informed decisions rather than just flying by the seat of your pants. If you'd like to get in touch with us, just go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, and just write out a note and we'll get your email. And if you'd like to join us on the program live, then check the box and Mark will do everything else. While you're on the website, don't forget, there's a lot of great stuff there. Our free weekly newsletter, our subscription service for $35. You can join Jill on Money Live, so you can have access to quarterly live webinars and bonus video content. We've got a YouTube show called Jill on Money, powered by The Compound. All sorts of fun things, all there at Jill on Money. And if I'd like to, I should have done this sooner, but hello, Mark Talercio, my co-host here on this program. I sort of started blathering on about the website and didn't introduce you. I'm sorry about that. How are you?
Hello, Jill. Yes, I feel very neglected.
You do?
Yeah.
Even though we were just talking for exactly a half hour previously.
I was wondering what's going on. This is not how it usually goes.
It felt left out. Terrible. Yeah. Terrible for you. Mark, do you guys watch the show Hacks?
No.
Okay. This is an absolute must-see for you guys. I had a feeling you hadn't, but the third season just started on HBO Max. I still say HBO. That's how old I am. It's so great. It is about an older comedian who teams up with a young writer, and it's so good, and I think you guys would love it. I wrote that down as a note to tell you about, and I forgot to tell you before we got on the air.
Hacks. Okay.
Hacks.
We've been looking for something new, so maybe we'll check that out.
All right. 2 seasons in the can, and then 2 episodes or 3 episodes have dropped already. So, okay, now you're set. What else can you tell me about how was your Mother's Day?
It was good. We did what we usually do. We went out to brunch, Theo, myself, and Amanda. And then Amanda's mom returned today from a very lengthy trip overseas, so she returned this weekend, so it was good.
Oh, that's nice. That's great. Well, we took my mom out for brunch. I'm all about the brunch. You know, I love brunch. I think it's my favorite meal. Oh, and also exciting news for me, Mark, is that while I have been waiting for you to make me some beautiful sauce and, wow me with your prowess, I found out a neighbor of mine is an excellent cook, and she last weekend dropped off a huge tray of eggplant parmesan, and it was amazing. And even my Italian goddess loved it. So we're very thrilled. That is
eggplant parm would be my death meal. Yep.
Right. It's a pain in the neck to make. It's very messy.
It is. It is
messy. All right, let's stop talking about our fun stuff. Let's talk to Cindy. She's on the line from Washington, D.C. Cindy, what's shaking? Cindy, I feel like I can look at you in the box as if you were a Brady Bunch, and there you are, Cindy.
Hello, how is everybody?
Everyone's doing well. What can we do for you today? I'm excited to talk to you.
Great, me as well. I have a unique retirement planning challenge. I currently live primarily overseas and work primarily overseas, and so my day-to-day cost of living is relatively low. However, in retirement, I expect my costs to significantly increase, particularly because I don't own a home in the U.S., and I don't currently rent in the U.S., and I do plan to be in the U.S. During retirement. So my question is how to plan for a retirement. Normally people are planning for retirements with either less costs or similar costs, but for me it will be the reverse.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting. So right now, when you say your expenses are low, about how much do you spend currently?
Not more than roughly about $1,000 a month.
Oh my gosh. Well, it'll be more than that. And are you, so you're working in a job. Are you single, partnered, married? Where are you in life?
Yep. I'm currently single.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
43.
Oh, you're young. Okay. And will you be entitled to a pension?
I will. My pension it depends on my salary in my last 3 years of employment, but I estimate that it will be roughly about $35,000 per year.
And would you also be entitled to Social Security, or is it one of these pensions where you're not entitled to Social Security?
So I will have a supplemental that essentially is the same amount as Social Security until I'm eligible, and then that will drop off. And I also will have employer subsidized health insurance, so that cost actually won't increase more than the usual year-to-year increases.
That's great. So you have no idea when this is going to happen, right?
Well, my plan is hopefully to retire at 56.
What? That's so young.
Well, I think I'll have a second life. I'm not sure what that is yet.
Okay. But retire from your current profession.
Correct.
Then maybe do something else. How much do you earn right now?
It a little bit depends on assignment, but roughly I average in the ballpark of about 120, 130.
So you must be socking away a lot of money. Tell us about the saving that you've done.
Yeah, I average roughly around 30 to 40K per year savings.
Wow.
And then I have, of course, my different accounts. So in my retirement account, I have roughly about 250,000. I have a separate Roth account that's roughly about 50. I have an investment account that's roughly about 450.
Wow.
And then I have I bonds of about 30. And then I have just emergency cash about 20. And I do max out every year, all of my accounts.
So in your big retirement account, the 250, is that a pre-tax account or a post-tax account?
That is pre-tax.
Let's just say you're from DC originally. Do you have family someplace where we could just try to ballpark what it would cost you to like rent someplace?
Sure. My home state growing up was Florida.
And is somebody still there that we could? Okay. I mean, obviously $1,000 a month. Honestly, it's like, that's what I feel like you could use for your food. So if we said in today's dollars, let's just talk about today's dollars. Let's presume that we say, you'll need $6,000 a month in retirement. Okay. And from age 56 to 70, do we have any, like when we talk about a second a second chapter, a second career, what do you think that looks like? Do you have some skills that I could just be like, or am I going to say like, okay, at the very least, you're going to make $20,000 a year, or am I going to use more than that?
I do have, what I believe to be very marketable skills. And so I do anticipate probably doing some sort of consulting or contractual, gigs essentially where I can kind of control how often and how much I work. And so I'm guessing probably, 40, 50K income perhaps.
Okay. So if we said that you'd have 40 grand, let's just do the low end, 40 grand, and then 35 grand is your pension, which is not even including the supplemental Social Security, right? Which would kick in. Do you happen to know your Social Security, your full retirement age benefit?
I looked it up a number of months ago. I believe it's something in the ballpark of like, I think it was just shy of about $1,000 a month. I think it was like 800, 900, something around there.
All right. So if we said that 40 from like gig work, 35 from pension, and even let's go lowball, 10,000 for the Social Security. Now I feel like you're in great shape. I mean, really great shape because, obviously it does not account for the fact that when you retire, it could be that, you've got, I'm going to say like there's more than $1 million in this individual account. Is it possible that when you retire, interest rates have dropped back down and you find a place and you want to buy? Yeah, you could buy because you'll have money in this individual account. So I think the way that you're planning, the way you plan for retirement is to essentially say, I don't know whether I would rent or whether I would buy, but you're kind of doing the same strategy either way, which is I'm building up my non-retirement account. I'm putting money in my workplace retirement account. And, listen, by the time you get to, let's say 50 or 52, I think that's when you are going to have to start to research, like, where am I going to be? What does this look like? How would I plan this? From the dollars and cents, I don't think you should do anything different. Mark, do you disagree? Do you think Cindy should be doing something vastly different than what she's doing now?
No, not at all. I mean, just keep socking it away. Obviously, when you retire from your current job, you're not going to be able to save as much as you are now. But in the meantime, just keep saving.
Yeah, and I like the way that I like the diversification of account type, that you have the individual, you have the Roth, and then you have the pre-tax account. I'm not even sure that you should be, even though Mark would probably disagree, but I am not so sure that in this case, Mark, that it could be that Cindy is in a lower tax bracket when she retires. It is possible. I'm not sure. You're using your Roth, and so you're maxing out your pre-tax, you're
Correct.
maxing out your Roth, and then beyond that, you're putting whatever else in the individual account, right?
Correct.
That sounds great. I mean, it's a huge, I think one of the things that helps this transition is the healthcare part. Because that's, to me, I would have added like at least $1,000 a month, maybe, more. I think that the rent versus buy, we'll see where things stand. We don't even know where you want to be.
Yeah, this conversation makes me feel much more at ease, because it's so difficult to anticipate the very unknown in another decade plus.
Yeah, and you know what? Nobody can do that, really. Okay, so none of us really can do that. But what we can do is make a concerted effort to try to sort of lay out the best path forward and create different options for you. And that's what I think you're doing. And, listen, is 56 the number, like, because that's where a pension benefit kind of maxes out for you? Is that like the age at which that occurs?
No, I'm in an extremely stressful and challenging career that really takes a lot out of me mentally. And so 56 is the earliest qualifying age that I can retire. I can stay longer, but I don't know if I'll have the ability to.
I honestly do not think you need to. That I was really more asking about kind of what you want to do versus what you feel like you have to do. So if that's the benchmark, the 56, great, and we can get there. But listen, if for some reason you're just so fried and you're 52 and you have to take a haircut on your pension for some reason, maybe that's something to consider, because you have all this money. There could be a possibility where you're like, well, wait, maybe instead of waiting it out, I don't know what happens to the pension if you basically retire early. You probably have enough years in, but you probably would take a lower amount of money. Maybe that's something that could be worth it for you if you are really so fried. And it kind of depends like what else is going on in your life. If you like all of a sudden you're partnering up with some rich person, that could be helpful. That could be a good help. Or conversely, if you're like, oh, I had a kid, and you're like, and I'm like, you better stay there. We need that pension. So those are your choices. Either have a kid and be stuck there, or find someone rich to marry, or just partner with. Either one of those will work. No, but you can do this all on your own. You really are in good shape. I really think you're in good shape. And feel free to stay in touch with us. Like if things change, we are here for you. Well, I mean, we really are. You got all of your stuff done. You have like your documents done. You have your beneficiaries, everything all set for you.
Yes.
Right.
When you're overseas most of your life, you have to make sure those things are in order.
Exactly. Well, good for you. I feel like you're in great shape. Do you have any other questions for us? Because we're ready to let you go and save the world, because you obviously are doing that.
I appreciate that. No, I think that answers everything. You've really put me at ease, so I appreciate the conversation.
Oh, see that, Mark? I'm not a buzzkill Jill. I'm a dream maker today. Thank you, Cindy. And thank you all for hanging out with us today. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer and the king of all things web at JillOnMoney.com. Don't forget, JillOnMoney.com is where you find all of our content. This program is distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes every Tuesday and Thursday. Please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen. And also, one more favor. Could you do something nice for someone else today? It would really make that person feel better. It's going to make you feel better. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday.